Well, just when we thought that the main thing that we would be getting used to is the wearing of these things, face masks, the Premier, Daniel Andrews, announced the closure of all schools across Victoria. It was so disheartening for all of us, for our students to have to learn at home. But we are determined to model resilience for our students and to guide them through every step of the way these next 6 weeks as we manage Learning at Home 3.0. We had a week in term 1, we had those weeks in term 2, and now we will make the very best of this situation. Our middle school and junior school students will have more time away from the screens to make sure that they're immersed in learning activities that are practical and hands-on. Our VCE teachers will be unencumbered to make sure that they've got more time to support your children through these critical final weeks of their study and their learning. And we will expand the Ballarat Grammar Village so there's more activities, there's more support, and there's more ways for us to engage together, albeit from afar. We will get through these next 6 weeks, we will get through it together. At the beginning of our last period of Learning at Home, Chris Beachy had this brilliant brainwave, which was to establish the Ballarat Grammar Village, the resource where we go to for all the things that are fun and connecting in our community. Chris, we're relaunching the Ballarat Grammar Village. What's it going to look like this time?
We're really excited about the village, our village. It's for our students, our staff, our families and our community. And we're going to keep all of the things that worked really well for us last time, but also introduce a host of new things. That'll include fitness challenges by old grammarians that are playing AFL footy, AFLW, soccer, some really excelling athletes, runners, netballers, challenging our students, our parents to stay healthy, stay fit during this period.
Good. What other things we got?
We've got online service opportunities that students and families can get involved in. So making a difference in other people's lives, not just in our community, but extending well beyond our community.
Good. And I've heard of some yoga and some Pilates.
Yep, we're going to provide a service to staff, to students and parents where they can engage in online yoga and Pilates sessions. What we know is that for students to be supported, families need to be supported, and we all need to stay fit and healthy. So why just provide it to students and staff when we can provide it to all?
So I'm going to give this a go, this yoga and Pilates, and my wife says that's fine as long as there's no, as in zero, lycra involved.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and so the things that we're keeping and turning up even more.
Well, there's one more thing that we're adding before we get to the things we're keeping. We're also adding some master classes, so some drawing classes. There's even an Auslan class that all of our communities can engage in. They can opt in or opt out. It can be undertaken at any time, day or night, and those opportunities will continue to build on. What we're keeping are the elements that worked last time. Our business directory is awesome, and it continues to grow. So if you are a Ballarat Grammar business out there, can I encourage you to log your business into our business directory? If you haven't been to the business directory yet on the Our Village site, please go and have a look, particularly as we move back into Learning at Home Phase 2. It's a great opportunity for us to continue to support each other. The other element that has worked so very well for such a critical group in our community is the Grammar Gurus. I spoke to 2 Year 12 students this morning and they spoke very emotively about the support that they're getting, and it's so critical for those students to know that they're supported by all of us, but young people who have just been through it, and that is a really key element that we're going to hold on to.
So a whole raft of things going on the Ballarat Grammar Village. You can get to that link from our website. There's a tab up the top. Jump on and have a look and keep watching it because things are going to continue to be added. Well, behind me you can see the running track and the John Vernon Fields, and I'm standing in front of the area where 3 additional learning spaces will be built over the next 3 terms for our Year 9 students. We're also delighted to have a refurbished admissions area. The work is continuing unabated in our junior school reception, with that to be completed by the end of this term. And we're still hopeful of getting underway with our 5-6C classroom building by the end of this year. Well, I mentioned that the last thing that we wanted in the whole world was for our students to have to experience another period of learning at home. But we've got it and we will manage it. And we actually go into it with considerable confidence because we've done it before. Chris, I reckon of anyone in the whole of Victoria, the most worried at the moment are our Year 12 students across the state. What is it that's giving confidence to us and should give them confidence as we look at the next 6 weeks?
Adam, I think one of the things we know about a grammar student is their level of resilience, and we've built a toolkit around those students since they started with us, and so they go into this next phase with confidence, knowing that they've got the skills. And I know that our staff have also got those skills to keep their programs going. There will be some changes, of course, but I think that notion of the roller coaster that we're riding is very much in the mind of our staff with the way they're setting their SACs and planning the next 6 weeks out. The constant contact via our technology, via Zoom, via Teams and other methods is reassuring to our students. We're much better with that second time around. And knowing now that the gap has been moved, we've got a structure in place to really prepare our students for that gap for the start of Term 4. Exams coming through will be interesting for us, and that's a space we have to navigate carefully because we're still not 100% sure what that looks like. VCAR are telling us that exam date is still set. We have to work with what we know at the moment, and that's important for our students to understand. But knowing our staff and knowing their experience, collectively, there are hundreds and hundreds of years of experience in this place around VCE, and I have every confidence, and I know the students should have every confidence that the staff will really be there to support them.
I was just thinking this is the highest number of VCAA markers, those staff who are actually marking those exams that we've had, certainly since I've been here. So the insight that they've got?
Their insight's of absolute paramount importance because they're the ones who are working right at that coalface or the interface, I should say, between the assessors, the examiners. They know what we have to prepare our students for, they know what's going to be expected, and they know how to mentor our students. And so those academic mentoring sessions, those one-on-ones, those small student groups, all of those things that teachers are inviting students to are vital.
And with those crows squawking in the background, the only other thing I mentioned was that we are really going to make sure that those VCE teachers are free to focus on those year 11 and 12 students, those doing a 1-2 or a 3-4. I think we've already seen that starting to kick into action.
That's right. Our staff are already working on plans for making sure that those students are supported, particularly the prac students who need really creative thinking about how we're going to manage those practical assessments. And within hours of us knowing about this change, we've had our staff working together collaboratively in teams, making sure that we've got structures set out, ready to go for our students so that they will feel comfortable and that they will manage the assessments in front of them.
So once again, it's not our dream to have our community in this disparate setting, but we will get through this. Together, we'll support one another, and particularly those Year 12 students with those exams looming, we will get them through this with our support, and we'll get them through this together. If we had any illusion about this pandemic being a marathon, it's now been confirmed for us with this latest period of learning at home. But we will remember the joy of corals. We're going to look forward to the excitement of Mary Poppins. We're going to remember as students playing together in the junior school and the seed, and look forward to that upon our return. There is going to be joy and there's going to be opportunity over the next 6 weeks, and we should celebrate that. And there'll be times, like any marathon, when it's hard and we feel flat. Please ask your children to reach out and seek the support available in this community when times are hard. As a family, please be in contact with us. I will write to you all over the next 10 days with a further update of the support that's available. But we are in this together, we will get through this together, and my goodness, as a community, we're going to celebrate on the other side.